in the second half, similar to what they did on their floor. They were going to bring more juice, more energy, and they did it. We were able to do enough to sustain their run.
The ball movement in the first half was as good as, I don't know if you've seen any better in your 3 years here. You had 20 assists in the first half. Was there anything different in the second half, or was just the shots weren't going down?
We definitely missed some shots, but you got to give those guys credit. They're the best team in the NBA. They're defending champs for a reason, and they can defend, they can score, and they picked up their juice in the second half, and we did miss a few shots. We got some quality looks. We missed a few shots. They did some things to stagnate our offense a bit, and then we were able to pick it up a bit.
Dyson seemed like he was able to do a little bit of everything tonight. What did you think about his performance?
Dyson he's getting better and better, and it's fun to watch right before our eyes. Coming in last season as a 19-year-old rookie, and now getting more minutes, more valuable experiences on the floor. He's a great rebounder. He can play point guard. He can play off the ball. His shooting is getting better, and he's a big-time defender.
Herb had a chase down block in the first half where it looked like he had no business being in the play. What did you just kind of see on that sequence there?
It was great, and we need more plays like that. Herb and everybody else, just multiple effort. Don't give up on plays. That's who we are. I'm extremely proud of our team, how we took care of home court tonight against, like I said, one of the best teams in the league, and it's a blessing to see our team start to turn the corner a bit.
Yeah, they cut the lead down to 1 with about 4 minutes left, and you guys responded with an 8-0 run, and it was all B.I. and Zion. Did it feel like that was a significant moment, having those guys be the ones to close it out for you in this game?
It was really good to see, and I commended those guys in the locker room. Down the stretch of the game, the last 3 or 4 minutes, like you said, we put the ball in their hands in the middle of the floor, and we allowed them to work off of each other. And it was great to see. It was fun to watch, and we just kept going to it, and we got different actions, multiple looks off of it, and that's what the game comes down to. You put the ball in your best player's hands, and we'll continue to work on that synergy throughout the course of the season.
And we've talked, since training camp about the significance of having those two guys work together and be the leaders for this team. What's the work kind of for you guys to figure out what they need to do to close the games and work together in those moments late in the fourth quarter?
Well, it's similar to what they did tonight. We have to take care of the basketball. We only had 11 turnovers, which was really good for us. We have to come down and execute every single time and get a quality look. And for the most part, they did that. And then you get fouled, we got to go up and make free throws. So that's the last part to it. We got to step up and be better at the free throw line, 52%. But I don't want to go down a negative road. For me, it's more positives. And it's a great win and hard to win in this league. And so we'll definitely take it against a really good team.
And during that 8-0 run, we saw Zion hit an and one on a jumper. Was it good to see him take a jumper in that moment as well?
For sure. I mean, he hit a 3 today too. So he had it going, and we put the ball in his hands, and it's what he's capable of doing night in and night out.
You look at the box score. Herb had 8, 5, and 4, but he was far more impactful than the box score alludes to. Can you speak to his performance tonight?
For sure, Herb Jones is he's a heck of a player, man, and he's even more of a beautiful person. His character, every day he comes in with an extreme focus, and like you said, sometimes things that he does not show up in the box score, but all of his teammates know. We all know what he brings to the table as a leader on both ends of the floor, and it's not coincidental that we won these 2 games when Herb came back. That's how important he is for us.
Speaking of people that came back, Naji Marshall, I think he had a critical role tonight. Again, speak to his performance and how well he's been playing coming off an injury.
The same. Naji hit big shot after big shot when they were making their run, and we needed it. We needed his effort, his energy. He has that hunger and that fight, and he plays a little bit of bully ball while he's out there, and that's what our team needs, and we rally behind that.
There's no great way to defend a guy like Jokic, but how big is it to just be able to put JV, let them be in single coverage, and then allow guys like Dyson and Herb to kind of stay on their own and contain them that way?
He's a tough cover for sure. It's a reason he's an MVP candidate year in and year out. And you're right, down the stretch and throughout the course of the game, we wanted to show him different looks. But then it comes a point where you got to sit down and guard him. I thought JV did a really good job of making it tough for him. He's going to make some tough shots. He's going to make some pop-back threes at times, but JV took on the challenge, and then he went at him on the other end, and that's what it takes. And like you said, it allows our guys to stay home on Porter Jr. and Gordon and Bron and all those guys. But, once again, we made plays down the stretch of the game. Okay, thank you, guys.
especially that first half, that's the way, Willie talks about wanting to play offensively. Just how do you think you guys did that as a team?
Yeah, I think our first half were great. First half were great. We wanted to come out with physicality. We know Denver they can put points on the board really quick, so we wanted to come out with the physicality. Push the pace, get stops. Wanted to mix up our coverages on guys like Jokic as well. We had a really good first half.
Yeah, you had a play in the first half where you threw one over the top to Zion that I think you scored on. How fun is that as a guy who can pass the ball a little bit, to just have a weapon like Zion?
Exactly. It's good when you can just throw it anywhere and you got a guy like that that'll go get it. So, I was a bit indecisive of, whether I'd shoot or pass it, but when Zion's there, you got to pass it because, he's always going to finish that. So, yeah, it was great having a guy like Zion because, there's not many like him.
And everybody we talked to about you, they said they kind of see the jump you've made in year two. How are you feeling out there? Do you feel like a different player now compared to where you were maybe a few weeks ago?
Yeah, for sure. I feel a lot more established, like a lot more confident in myself. I know my role in this team, and I think being with that starting group, while CJ's been out, it's been really good as well. Playing with Herb, being able to switch a lot more stuff, having a bigger lineup, being able to rebound the ball. So I think I'm feeling good out there, feeling confident, and looking to make more steps going forward.
Yeah, you mentioned that starting lineup being out there with Herb. What's that like? Just the way y'all are able to work off each other defensively, and kind of you be on the ball, he be on the ball, and kind of be disruptive in different ways.
Yeah, I think like you said, we both defend, and that's what we pride ourselves on. And with that lineup that we got out there, we can switch a lot of the stuff. Even B, and Z as well. We got a big lineup out there, so we're a protect the paint team, so we want to protect the paint. And I think with that lineup as well, we're a very good rebounding lineup with that team. So we want to rebound and push the pace. So when we look good is when we get stops and get out in transition. And that's what we did tonight.
Speaking of the improvement you've made the second season, now you've strung together a series of good games. What's the next step in terms of being consistent and being able to play with that consistency moving forward?
Yeah, that's the thing. I want to be, consistent, the whole season. I want to take steps every game, and I'm still learning, every game. Playing against different people, different teams. Figuring ways to score, impact the game, score, rebound, assist the ball. So I'm gonna keep growing, and for me, it's just about consistency. Bringing the same energy, same effort every night. Shots won't always fall, but I can always be there on the defensive end to, cause problems there. So I just want to be consistent this year and continue to improve on my game.
The last two games, you guys have defeated the top two teams in the West. Do you feel like these games kind of propel you moving forward, or kind of give you guys confidence, like, hey, we can be up there with those guys?
For sure, I think these last two games, we've really played well as a team, and we've come out here and just been the harder playing team, and on that losing streak, that we weren't doing that. We're getting our ass kicked, and we're getting out rebounded. Teams are bullying us out there, so for us to have these last two games against two good sides and come out here and really put the foot down, I think it's a good step for us moving forward, and knows how we have to play every night.
What's it like playing against Joker? That guy put up video games.
Exactly. You think you do a good job on him, which I thought we did tonight, and you look up the scoreboard, and he's got like 20, 15, and 15. Like it's ridiculous. But I think with a guy like that, it's going to be hard to keep him off the stat sheet. It's just about making it tough for him. Making sure that he's not able to hit cutters and stuff going to the rim, making him make tough passes and tough shots. So but a guy like that is tough to guard for sure.
How familiar are you with the in-season tournament scenarios?
Yeah, I mean, I keep a little eye on it. I know we dropped one to Houston, but I think hopefully another team can knock off Houston, and then we can go knock off Clippers and get that top spot. Go to Vegas, I think we go, but I don't really know much, to be honest. I'm a bit like everyone else. I'm just playing there to win, and hopefully we can keep winning these games and go win some money.
And they cut it to one with about 4 minutes left, and then BI and Z going to 8-0 run.
Mm-hmm.
How important was it to see those guys kind of step up and be the ones to close it out for you?
Exactly, they're our closers, they're our guys we got to get the ball to, in times like that, and they went out there, made shots, we got stops, and I think for them to have that chemistry, in that last like 2-3 minutes was it was special, and for them to moving forward, that's going to be important as well, because they're going to be on the floor a lot together. So it was good to see them work together and go on that run to close out the game. Thanks, guys.
Zion, what do you feel like was working for you guys offensively in that first half as a team?
Nice shoes, man. Appreciate that. Same thing like last game, stops and transition. When we get stops, that gives us energy because everybody would touch the ball. And when we have energy, it makes you want to get more stops.
Yeah, the second game we've seen the starting five with Dyson and Herb with you guys in there look pretty good. Just why do you feel like that group is kind of working right now?
Definitely because Dyson and Herb, both of their games have grown offensively, where the defense has to respect them. So I tell Dyson all the time, not only can you shoot, but you getting downhill is very effective. So when those dudes are being effective on offense, because we know what they're going to do on defense. When they're getting it going on offense, that extra space for me and B.I. changes the game.
They cut it down to one with about 4 minutes left, and then UMBI ran off 8 straight points. Did that kind of feel like a moment that was not just big for this game, but for what y'all trying to build as a tandem moving forward?
I would definitely say so. I mean, we literally worked on it like yesterday. So for us to come out here and execute it the way we did, I mean, we got some fine-tuning to definitely do. I had 2 bad turnovers, I think, at the end that I need to get rid of in free throws. But for us to be able to execute and get the win, especially against, I mean, Denver executes well down the stretch. So for us to get the win, I think that was big.
And one of those shots you hit was the and one on the little jumper there. How big is it in, like, late game moments for you to be able to trust that jumper, and especially when they're focusing so much on taking away your drives to the rim?
I mean, for me, I really think about Spoon. Even though she's not here anymore, you know, me and Spoon, especially my stepdad as well, we put in a lot of work, and Corey Brewer as well. We put in a lot of work, and at that point, they've done their job. I just got to go out there and do it. So my mindset tonight was I just got to trust it. If I miss it, it's okay, but I got to trust it.
And you blew up for 20 points, I think, in the first half, and they made it kind of tough for you in the second half. What did they do to kind of slow you down a little bit and kind of take away some of the stuff that was working for you in the first half?
I would say I wasn't as aggressive at first in the second half. I think it was kind of just getting other people involved. But, I mean, when I need to get it going, me and B.I. definitely got it going when we needed to.
When you're playing with some of those second units, you got Naji, Matt, Hawk, they're out there making big plays, hitting threes like they did tonight, and getting the crowd going. Like, what's that like, feeding off that energy?
It reminds me of the second group from last year with Jose and Trey out there, especially Naj. I mean, Jose and Trey are definitely they're on the return, but as of now with this second group, it gives a very familiar feeling. JB, he'll tell me that I'm gonna handle with the second group, and when I got shooters like that out there, it opens the game up, and the mindset that we have is get a stop and push it in transition, because I feel like that's where we're most deadly.
And not to put you on the spot, but how familiar are you with the playing or the in-season tournament scenarios, and looking forward to maybe potentially getting to Vegas?
500 bands. Come on, man. Like, it's not everybody make a lot of a great amount of money. I mean, everybody makes money, but when you got 500,000 on the line, I mean, that's something that you can give to family members or whatever you plan on doing with. I think that's a good motivation. But also, for us, we haven't won nothing. So I think that would be like a starter step for us trying to go and win that.
Tonight, Herb had 8, 5, and 4, but if you look at the box score, you wouldn't think too much of it. But his impact is far greater than what the box score could show. Can you talk about his game? And I think even down the stretch, he knocked down 2 key free throws. He was the one huddling you guys up. Like, speak to Herb's play tonight.
Herb's presence is massive for us. Like you said, it may not show up on the stat sheet, but if you know basketball, you know what type of impact Herb has every game. Not only does he pick up full, or he takes every matchup he has personally, and like you said, he'll pull us together in a huddle like, yo, we need to get a stop, and we need to push it, because like I said before, that's where we're most deadly, in transition. So I definitely would say Herb's leadership skills, they've gone up a lot.
Just going back to you and B.I. working on those things yesterday, we saw y'all out there with Coach James Brago and a couple of the other coaches. how did that come about, and and what was I guess the motivation behind getting we all together?
Coach JB had texted me the night before, like, hey, tomorrow after practice, I want to get with you and some of the guys, and I want to work on this. So after practice, went straight to Coach JB, and he pulled me and BI together and said, look, we gotta just work on this just to continue to build that chemistry. And I mean, like I said, for us to come out here and execute it the way we did, just working on it yesterday, I think that was really big for us.
Y'all were in a tough spot, at the losing streak. I guess what did it take to kind of respond the way y'all did these last 2 games?
It's the NBA. It's 82 games. We can have a losing streak right now. We had a losing streak or a losing record, but we can go on a 10, 7-game win streak because it's 82 games and chemistry continues to build.
I know it's.
How big has it been just seeing Dyson kind of grow the way he has these past couple of years of being that presence in the starting lineup?
That's big for us. I mean, confidence is about 80. Confidence and mental is about 80% of it. So for him to, like I said, take on a task of guarding the best player or the second best player and then still being as impactful on offense, I mean, that's a big step in his game.
You guys have beat the top 2 teams in the West back-to-back games. Does this give you confidence? You spoke about confidence, but does it give you confidence? Like, hey, you guys can be one of the best teams in the West, or even in NBA.
I mean, it does give confidence every time we win, but it's one of those. We gotta worry about ourselves. We gotta fine tune some things and continue to get better as a unit. My dog. Appreciate that, 14. Shit, I don't even know where you get them from. Yeah, you do. From the brand. Yes, you do.
I turned into Barada boy. And my son gonna kill like a kind of boy.
Guys, we're struggling on offense a little bit the first 10 games. What do you think has just allowed you guys to play better overall on that end these last 2?
Moving the basketball a little bit more, trusting teammates, guys making shots. But I think really defensively we've been better, rebounding the basketball, pushing the pace, and trying to find an open shot on the floor.
What have you thought about the starting 5 that you guys have rolled out these last 2 games with Dyson and Herb in there?
Yeah, it's been good. Bring some defensive awareness. Dyson stepped up as a point guard, also just playing confident and getting to the rim and making the right plays on the floor. So that's helped us out a lot. Having Herb back, of course, but his defensive presence and his IQ on the floor on the offensive end has helped us out a lot. So hopefully we can continue to get that from them, and we all can do it collectively.
And, they cut it down to 1 with about 4 minutes left, and then UNZ ran off 8 straight. How important is it as y'all continue to grow as a tandem to have those moments where y'all can kind of close it out together and kind of work off each other and when your team really needs those big buckets?
It's very important, At that point in the game, our execution has to tidy up a little bit. I think we caught it in our spots tonight, and we were able to be aggressive. I think it could be even better with the execution of just trying to find an easy shot on the floor, but we'll continue to work on it.
Just Dyson's growth, how big has that been, especially with that new starting unit and the way y'all are working so well together?
It's big for us right now, especially having CJ out. Him bringing like I said, a defensive presence, and on the offensive end, just taking whatever the defense gives him and being confident in doing that. I think he's been showing up every single game that we've been playing.
And after that 5-game losing streak, that felt like a really low moment for you guys. What's been the key to kind of responding the way y'all have these last 2 games?
Defense. Coming in with the mentality of trying to hit first and be aggressive, knowing that, the first few plays of the game kind of sets the tone for what we're going to do all night. So just coming in with the mentality to attack first and continue to be solid on the defensive end.
We saw you and Zion after practice working out with Coach JB and a couple of other coaches trying to work on some stuff. Just how did that come about? And have you had situations in the past where you guys have been brought together like that, and so you can continue to work on together?
Yeah, we just was going over a few plays, going over some angles and some different things that we like on the basketball floor, and just trying to have a synergy in that. Something that I think we'll have to continue to do to become a better team and know where we want the ball at the end of the game or in the flow of the game, but just something that we'll continue to do.
As a team tonight, you guys shot like 55% from three. You shot 50% yourself. There's been an uptick in threes from you. You feel like that part of your game is like you being more confident in your three ball? Kind of speak to that.
I mean, I'm going to have to shoot them, you know. Once I get that going, then it's going to be raising hell after that one. Yeah. Thank you.
When the lead goes from 20 in the middle of the third down to 1 in the final minutes, is that against a good team like that? I don't know. Is that troubling? On the flip side, is there a net benefit to having to respond to that situation, demonstrating you can do it?
We understand. We understand who we're playing. We didn't want it to get all the way to that point, but we had to stay poised. And that's a championship team, and they know how to win. And I think in those moments, we just try to figure out where we can play possession by possession and get stops and go back on the other end and just try to find the best shot on the floor. So I think everybody just stayed poised and tried to get the best shot on the floor. And when we came down, we had some key stops. The JV got some stops at the end of the game that helped us out a lot, and we just ran the floor.
And there was a moment like right at the final buzzer where Z ran up to you, y'all kind of dapped and y'all said something to each other. You remember what y'all said to each other in the game?
I mean, his line is "get to it," so I'm sure he said "get to it." Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
We all good?
Appreciate you.
Thanks,
I had to sneak in one more.